Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Thank you very much for joining me. This is also Glenn TV. At least that's kind of like the direction that I'm going as far as a name. Forgive the crazy backlighting and the situation. I'd love to do a video outside, maybe even go to the park, but it's way too hot. And the last time I did a video outside, my phone went, danger, Robinson, danger. Stop doing that or I'm going to melt. Effectively, it stopped doing everything and it was just about to turn itself off. I had to put it in front of the air conditioning. So forgive the background noise because that is the air conditioning to keep a stable temperature. So it is inside the car we are. Since I'm running around today and yesterday I wanted to do a video and I couldn't because I ran out of time, it is effectively just faster to do it inside the car and get it done. So I wanted to tell you a story, and I think through allegory is one of the best ways to convey information. So here's a story about a man named Glenn. So I went to go get tires the other day, I don't know, it was a couple days ago, and I went to all kinds of different places. Let me make sure this thing is out of gear. There we go. And I ended up at Costco, and I was thinking about getting a Costco membership and getting some tires. So I went up to the Costco tire counter before I went to get my membership, and there's a point to the story, trust me. I was actually sitting and waiting for 10 minutes. No one at the front counter. The people that were putting tires on saw that there were people at the front counter, but they didn't seem to be concerned about that. I guess they're just, their job is to put tires on and not to make anybody aware of that. And there was a radio right there to pick up, and I could have just pushed the button and went, yo, I'm a customer and I'm waiting here at the front counter. Can I get some assistance? One of the other people called because I was just about to do that. And you know me, if you watch these at all, I'm pretty, I have no qualms of doing that. So another 10 minutes goes by and I call, and I didn't pick up the radio. I was good. Though I was extraordinarily tempted to. In any case, I called and made them aware, and somebody was just coming back from lunch, and there was now 6 people waiting in line. So I did my tire shopping. He was very nice. He took me out to my car. I'm like, I don't know. I just got the car, and I don't know anything about cars. So let's go take a look and find the right tire. So they gave me a price, and I went inside to get a temporary pass to go take a look around Costco to see if there were things that I would buy. And I stopped in front after using the restroom, and I kind of looked at one of the managers, and he's like, well, is there anything that I can help you with? And I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to make you aware that, blah, 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 blah. I was been waiting for 20 minutes in the tires, and I was explaining to him that I was coming to get a card, and he didn't quite understand. He thought I already had a Costco membership, and he's like, well, can I get you some pizza and some soda while you're waiting, for the inconvenience? And I'm like, sure, I'll take some pizza. I really don't eat pizza. I'll take it home for other people, but I'm like, I don't need a soda, but I'll take some pizza. I'm not into soda. And then when he came out, I was thinking, I'm like, well, I didn't really explain myself well, and I should better explain myself, but it would be to this end. It wouldn't have been very loving. It would have been an agenda to get a free membership, or I was in corporate communications. I was director of technical support for a large technical firm about 20 years ago. And I learned to maneuver the corporate waters pretty well. And I was basically going to say, hey, I work in communications, and, what I would end up doing, considering that you just handed me some pizza, is, I don't have a Costco membership. I was going to get a Costco membership, and now I'm not because of this first experience with Costco. And I'm going to call the director of customer service and convey that dissatisfaction and maybe put it on Yelp or whatever else, just as a coercion to get something out of him. And that would have been the old Glenn, to squeeze and maximize the situation and to get what I thought I could out of the situation. And when he gave me the pizza, I thanked him and I left, instead of taking road B and stressing him out as another immortal being, another loving soul that's just doing his job, who is probably managing way more than he should be managing, and going home to his wife and children at the end of the day. Doesn't need Glenn's extra stress. I went to Discount Tire Center and I got a new pair of back tires, and the car is quite happier, and it's a lot easier to maneuver, and it's happier on the freeway. So the point of that story, boys and girls, is there are multiple paths, and I chose to take the more loving path and the nicer path rather than squeeze squeezing for everything that I could, and in the back of my mind, and as fast as it works, it was seeing that I could stress him out and give him an agenda on my side that would make him feel that maybe he should exercise some of his management rights and maybe give me like a half-price Costco membership, or just give me a Costco membership to get this crazy person out of here so he doesn't call the director of customer service. And what that ends up doing is if that gets a ding against the store when it comes up for performance reviews internally, especially for management, even if it's not his direct section responsibility, he's oversight over that. And he would have got dinged for that, and I just happened to be aware of how that process works. And I was looking to exploit that process, and I chose not to exploit that process. And I'm quite proud of myself. I'm sitting there as a loving being going, I chose the higher path, and, I don't really need it. There's not much there that I would buy. I'm not going to buy in large, and have 50 pounds of ketchup. I don't use ketchup or any of that crap anyway. I use like very organic this and organic that, and my diet is really like very, very minimal as far as the types of things that I eat. So Costco, unless I want to buy an entire cow or something, is really, or a ton of alcohol and tobacco, is really not like my cup of tea. So I chose the higher path. I just wanted to share that. I think that we have those opportunities a lot of times and we don't take them. I am just suggesting to you that you recognize where you are at the time and that you don't need to take advantage of every situation just because you think you can. And I knew I could get away with it, and I knew I could stress him out to the point where I would have gotten something. Maybe I didn't get a pizza, but he might have given me like a $20 gift certificate, toward the membership, something. I was getting the feeling that I'd get a free membership just to get rid of Glenn, because I can be, if I really, really choose to be, such a pain in the ass on such a level that it's just easier to get rid of me. And that's what I was going to propose to him, is that you want to get rid of me. So I just wanted to share that. I think it's very important to recognize when you do things like that. And, a little pat on Glenn's back here for choosing to be more loving and a better soul. I just recognize he's another immortal being. It wasn't his fault, and I shouldn't need to rape and pillage and try to get everything I could. And, the gesture of giving me pizza, even though I wouldn't eat it, was quite nice on his part, and that certainly was adequate for the time for what I needed. I don't need a Costco membership, and even if I just could squeeze one out of him to give it to like my mom or something like that, that's not the parallel reality track that you want to be on, because when you're doing that and you're consciously aware that you are not being loving and you are being extortive, so to speak, you're certainly within your right, but you are, you're squeezing, you're pushing the limits, and you are stressing another person out for your means to your end, when you could just buy a membership and just go on your merry way if you really wanted to. It wasn't like it was negligence on his part. That you should just take, if at all possible, the higher path. And if you don't, just recognize you didn't. Don't beat yourself up. It's still a game, and you're playing it with a whole bunch of your friends that you've known for all eternity, and you chose to forget to come to play a great game called Earth, and now you're remembering. And one last side note. Yesterday, I haven't had unconditional love for a while, and at least that feeling of unconditional love. And it's been crazy shopping for the car for the last month and getting it and all the different things that go along with that. I've taken up a lot of extra time, and dealing with insurance and, and tires and this and that and the other thing. I've just been distracted. I haven't meditated in the way that I used to and done the holotype experience and the sacred circuitry. However, that I still haven't. And yesterday, I was very much in the flow. I had a lot of the good things happening, and I was just in the recognition of being an immortal being in a timeless reality, playing a great game with a whole bunch of my friends, and I was recognizing the interactions and that anything and everything was okay in any of those interactions. That, I watched a soap opera when I went and had lunch. It was like a Filipino soap opera. It was subtitled in English, and you get to see it, like the roles that are people playing, and just recognizing, even though it was a soap opera, there's a lot of things in real life that play out like a soap opera. Excuse me. And that's okay. It's a game. It's fun with friends, and now you're remembering. And yesterday afternoon, I had some unconditional love come back on in that recognition, and now it's more and more when I'm in that recognition that we are playing a great game and that it's okay and that there's no reason to be angry or judgmental, is when it starts to come back more and more into that vibration, into that frequency. And I think that's basically what I wanted to report. I wanted to at least squeeze in one video today, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining me. Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, also Glenn TV. Yay! I'm getting good feedback on Glenn TV. It really just says it all, doesn't it? Because it truly is Glenn TV. And I am going to make every attempt to do a video every day of whatever length. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long. They're prone to be long because Glenn does like to talk. And knowing that people are watching, I like to talk even more. Yay! So, coaching, life, business, and spiritual. Also retreats, boys and girls. Don't forget retreats, very important. And down below in the description, there are tons of things going on. Find the link that feels good for you. Follow with your heart, and you'll find the information that you're looking for in this lifetime. And if you do like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share.